Tonight on NewsWatch Ole Miss, a Tennessee mother is being charged after posting her young child waxing an older woman on social media.
Plus, a Mississippi woman shares her story on how she defied the odds placed against her after 2 organ transplants. NewsWatch Ole Miss starts now.
Welcome back to NewsWatch Ole Miss. I'm Juliana Jackson.
And I'm Reagan Settle. Temperatures are starting to heat up outside.
That is right, Reagan. Let's check in with weather anchor Erica Fontana for a current look at our conditions.
Good evening, everybody. So right now, as we can see, it's 75 degrees here in Oxford. Partly sunny, perfect weather for the baseball game. A little bit of winds and no chance of rain. Back to you guys.
A Tennessee woman is facing legal repercussions following the posting of a photo on social media depicting her 5-year-old daughter engaging in the waxing of a nude adult. Reporter Tavarius Haywood provides further details on this case.
Memphis mother Jasmine Moss reportedly ran her hair removal business from this home in Westwood, according to police. Although 2 cars were in the driveway, no one came to the door to talk to me about the recent social media post that sparked a Memphis police investigation. I did speak with Melanie Salisbury, the owner of the Memphis Skin Academy in Bartlett.
Myself being a mother, I probably would not have my child as young as 5 doing services such as that.
Moss's social media post showing a 5-year-old girl waxing a nude adult went viral last week. The Memphis Police Department says the images were uploaded to Moss's Instagram account to promote her hair removal service.
In Tennessee, you have to be at least 16 years or older to actually get hours to obtain a license for becoming an esthetician.
Police documents say the post claimed her daughter waxed 24 clients for more than 8 hours. Salisbury says waxing is too dangerous for a child.
Even as an adult experienced professional, you can get burns.
To become a licensed esthetician in the state of Tennessee, you must complete 750 hours of training and pass written and physical exams. Salisbury says although it is not illegal to have an esthetician business in your home, there are laws and regulations.
Long as it's inspected by our Tennessee State Board of Cosmetology, they come through and inspect the premises and other things that may surround it with your local code enforcement and things of that sort. For the safety of the public, I always advise my students to work in a professional setting.
5, 4, 3.
According to Memphis police, Jasmine Moss has been charged with child neglect. She is set to go before a judge on Wednesday.
A Mississippi woman defies all medical odds and becomes a mother, even after 2 organ transplants. Hattiesburg resident Brooke Lilly was diagnosed with restrictive cardiomyopathy at just 13 months old. She received a life-saving surgery at the University of Alabama Hospital, but had to receive a transplant. After testing 4 people of her choice, her then boyfriend and now husband ended up being a perfect match.
I mean, what are the chances that he would be a match? It's just crazy to think this random person comes into your life and not only ends up being your husband, but ends up saving your life and being your perfect match. And of course, I was glad that it was him because we got to go through it together.
After getting married, Lily's transplant team wasn't sure about pregnancy since it was a high risk. Despite everything, last June, Lily delivered her daughter, Lauren, at 32 weeks, nearly 2 months early. Lauren had to spend some time in the NICU, but just like her mom, she was a fighter. Here in Oxford, saxophonist Kirk Woolham is performing at the Gertrude C. Ford Center on February 27th as part of continuing Black History Month events. This Grammy-winning artist is also giving a free workshop on the same day from 12:15 to 1 p.m. at the Nutt Auditorium. During the concert, you can also hear the UM Mississippians Jazz Ensemble, the Gospel Choir, and the Ole Miss African Drum and Dance Ensemble. The concert is set to start at 7:30 p.m. and tickets are free to the public.
As Ole Miss celebrates Black History Month, an important part of preserving the university's history is underway.
Just over 60 years ago, James Meredith was the university's first African-American student to attend. His enrollment came with a lot of attention, support, and controversy.
NewsWatch reporter Colleen Sewell has more.
Ole Miss librarian Ashley Dees is carefully transcribing a letter sent to James Meredith in October 1962. She says this work will help more people understand this story.
I think it's really important because it opens up these materials to people who may not be able to read the handwriting. They may not have experience, because it does take expertise to read older cursive writing and handwriting.
Librarian Abby Norris Davidson and her colleague put this transcribe-a-thon event together to involve those interested in Ole Miss and America's history.
The significance of this collection, especially the way it's divided into pro-integration letters and anti-integration letters, is that it really captures kind of the broad view of how people were feeling about the integration when it happened in 1962.
The transcribed letters will be stored on a university database and are available to the public.
Not only is James Meredith displayed at the center of campus, his letters will soon become a part of the university's history. For NewsWatch Ole Miss, I'm Colleen Sewell.
Coming up, the Rust film trial regarding the set shooting and death of Hannah Reed began today. Stay tuned to hear more.
Plus, today marks 1 week since the Kansas City parade shooting, and new information has followed. Find out after the break. NewsWatch Ole Miss will be right back.
Mississippi.
Hey, Mississippi.
Don't trash Mississippi.
Because picking up litter costs us time
and money.
MDOT spends $3.2 million a year picking up litter.
That's money that could be used to maintain roads and bridges,
patch potholes,
and focus on improving Mississippi's infrastructure.
Please help us help you.
We can't do it without you.
Don't trash Mississippi.
Don't trash Mississippi.
We're here when you're ready.
Mom, I got it. What are you doing in there?
I got stuff.
Are you a dog?
I wouldn't do that. Have you seen the pliers? Where'd you find those?
It's not your birthday.
Sorry.
Bye, Grandpa.
Bye, Grandpa.
Take care of yourself.
What are you doing? What are you looking for?
Welcome back to NewsWatch Ole Miss. The trial of Hannah Reed, the armorer on the set of Alec Baldwin's film Rust, started today. She is put to trial accused of criminal negligence for loading the gun Baldwin used in rehearsals, which led to the accidental firing, killing a crew member. Reporter Laura Aguirre provides more details as jury selection begins.
I'm the armor, or at least I was.
That's Hannah Gutierrez Reed with Santa Fe, Mexico deputies shortly after the deadly on-set shooting of Rust cinematographer Helena Hutchins in 2021. Gutierrez Reed was the film's armorer and is now charged with involuntary manslaughter and evidence tampering. She has pleaded not guilty.
She came in here and it went across her chest. And it came out the back and it went into her.
The bullet also wounded director Joel Souza, who was standing near Hutchins. Now the jury that will determine Reed's fate is being selected in a Santa Fe courthouse Wednesday. New Mexico's Health and Safety Bureau says as the armorer, Gutierrez Reed was responsible for all storage, handling, and maintenance of the firearms and ammo on set. According to investigators, live rounds were found on the scene, commingled with dummy rounds.
So if that's the case, then who commingled them?
Actor and Rust producer Alec Baldwin was holding the prop gun that killed Hutchins. He too has pleaded not guilty to involuntary manslaughter. and could face trial later this year. The film's assistant director, David Halls, handed Baldwin the weapon.
When the guy hands me the gun and says we have a cold gun on set, that means the gun is empty. I pulled the hammer all the way back without locking it, and the gun went off.
Halls was convicted of negligent use of a deadly weapon last year. Prosecutors say Gutierrez-Reed's trial will focus on lax safety protocols during the filming of Rust, while Gutierrez-Reed's attorney insists his client is being unfairly prosecuted. I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
Several Rust crew members are included on the state's and defense's list of witnesses who may be called to testify during the anticipated 2-week trial. The defense's witness list also includes Gutierrez-Reed's father, Thel Reed, an armorer and movie consultant. Baldwin has not been listed as a potential witness by either side in the trial.
Authorities have indicated that additional individuals will be facing charges related to the fatal violence during a Chiefs Super Bowl victory rally. Prosecutors have already filed murder charges against the two men, emphasizing their intention to pursue further legal action. Reporter Amy Kiley shares more on this tragic event.
We seek to hold every shooter accountable for their actions on that day.
Today marks 1 week since the deadly shooting at a Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl rally. Investigators say they're gathering evidence to go after more suspects. That's in addition to the two men charged with second-degree murder and other felonies. Prosecutors say Lindell Mays got into an argument with an apparent stranger at the rally and pulled out a gun. They say others did the same and bullets began flying. Prosecutors also allege evidence points to Dominic Miller.
Mr. Miller's firearm struck Lisa Lopez Galvin.
The 43-year-old mother from Kansas is dead as a result of this shooting. The governor of her home state is directing flags to fly at half-staff in her honor Saturday. Officials say more than 20 others were injured, including at least 9 children who got shot.
We will make sure that appropriate punishments are meted out, that justice will be served.
Gun Violence Archive says this was at least the 48th mass shooting of the year. Missouri Democrats are calling for increased safety regulations, while the state's governor...
I don't think this is nothing too new of a conversation for any of us when it comes about the gun laws. I mean, the same problem we're talking about today was a problem we was talking about a year or 2 years ago.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
Previously, court officials announced charges against 2 juveniles. They're accused of resisting arrest and firearm violations.
Hunter Biden is fighting back against tax charges against him in California. Attorneys of the U.S. president's son have filed motions to dismiss the case or certain charges in this indictment. The defense attorneys argue in the motions that the special counsel was unlawfully appointed, the prosecution is selective and vindictive, and that IRS whistleblowers violated Hunter Biden's rights. The arguments are similar to the ones made in the gun case against Biden in Delaware. The president's son is charged with 9 counts over an alleged scheme to not pay taxes from 2016 to 2019, totaling $1.4 million. Hunter Biden pleaded not guilty. And his father, President Joe Biden, has canceled another $1.2 billion of student loan debt. Nearly 153,000 borrowers who are enrolled in a new repayment plan launched by the administration in August will be impacted by this latest round of relief. The saving on a valuable education plan erases remaining federal student loan balances for those who originally borrowed $12,000 or less and have made payments at least 10 years. Since taking office, Biden has canceled nearly $138 billion of federal student loan debt for nearly 4 million borrowers. Despite a narrow path to the nomination, Republican presidential candidate Nikki Haley is vowing to stay in the 2024 race against former President Donald Trump. Haley's renewing her pledge to keep fighting as voters in her home state of South Carolina prepare to go to the polls on Saturday. Our Washington correspondent Julia Benbrook has the latest on the race.
Former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley is pushing against calls for her to drop out, vowing to continue beyond her home state's primary on Saturday and through Super Tuesday on March 5th.
I'm campaigning every day until the last person votes.
Former President Donald Trump has won every primary and caucus so far, making many question the path forward for Haley's campaign.
I've never taken the easy route. I've been the underdog in every race I've ever run.
Haley made her case for staying in the race at an event Tuesday, pointing to a number of factors, including her view that some politicians who embrace Trump publicly, privately dread him.
They know what a disaster he's been and will continue to be for our party. They're just too afraid to say it out loud. Well, I'm not afraid to say the hard truths out loud. I feel no need to kiss the ring.
Recent polling shows Trump with a significant lead in the Palmetto State. 65% of likely voters said they plan to support the former president, and nearly 30% said they plan to support Haley, boosting Trump's already confident campaign ahead of Saturday's primary.
She's not working. She's here. She's down by 30, 35 points. And everybody knows her. You're not supposed to lose your home state.
Reporting in Washington, I'm Julia Benbrook.
Apple is launching its first sports app. The company launched a free app for iPhone users on Wednesday that delivers real-time scores and stats. Optional live betting is also available on the app. Apple Sports will offer live data from the NBA, the NHL, and MLS. During March Madness, it'll have real-time info for both men's and women's NCAA basketball. Apple says other leagues will be added when their seasons begin, including the NFL and MLB. While the app can alert users when a game is being broadcast, it will not stream games directly inside the app. The maker of your favorite, the Stanley Cup, is getting sued. Customers have filed multiple lawsuits claiming the company failed to disclose their tumblers contained lead. However, the company says lead isn't anywhere that would come in contact with their customers. There hasn't been any official reports of health complications caused by the tumblers. Now let's quickly check in with weather anchor Erica Fontana for a look at tonight's forecast.
So the evenings are getting a little bit cooler. It's going to be 53 degrees tonight. Cloudy, winds at about 10-15 miles per hour. And as you can see, there'll be a little bit chance of precipitation, but only about 5%. We'll be back with the full weather forecast after the break.
This is the moment I knew. His future had no boundaries.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Bring it.
Time out, guys. I'm late to dinner. My mom's gonna kill me. Catch you guys later.
Mom wants us home. Okay. Bye, guys.
You guys need a ride?
Sure. Yeah. All right. How about some one-on-one?
I gotta go eat, man. Sorry, I'll see you later.
Welcome back to NewsWatch Ole Miss. 75 degrees right now, perfect temperature. There is a baseball game going on, so if you're there, it's absolutely amazing temperature. And as you can see, no rain in the forecast. Obviously very clear here, so it'll be perfect. And then as you can see, around northern Mississippi, we're seeing pretty much the same high 70s we have in Holly Springs, 75. Then a little bit lower 70s, South Haven, 71. Again, Oxford, 75. Corn, 72, and Tupelo at 73. And tonight's forecast, it is going to dip down just a little bit, but it will be a pretty warm evening compared to what we had a couple weeks ago. It's going to be cloudy. There will be some wind, but again, it won't be too bad. Slight chance of precipitation. And tomorrow it's going to be 66 degrees. There will be some showers in the afternoon with winds around 15, 20 miles per hour, and precipitation will be at 50%. So again, that will be afternoon. And then tomorrow's temperatures, we're looking at high mid 60s. 67 in South Haven, Holly Springs 66, Oxford 66, and then Corinth 64 and Tupelo 67. And as we get into the 5-day forecast, we're seeing temperatures pretty much high 60s and then into the 70s. There's only going to be rain tomorrow, and then it will be clear for the rest of the weekend.
Well, this is actually perfect baseball weather.
Yes, definitely.
Yes, yeah. And what else do we have coming up in sports?
Coming up, the Rebel baseball team is currently facing Arkansas State in their home opener tonight, and the men's basketball team heads to Starkville to face their in-state rival Mississippi State. I'll have that and more up next in sports.
Great having you. Incredible women. I wish they had those kind of cool careers for women when we were growing up.
So in this flashback, we're all the same age?
Yeah.
What does everyone want to be when they grow up? If I say 2 jobs, do I get extra credit? No.
I want to make immersive video games. I want to revolutionize 3D printing. I want to analyze data from the cloud.
I want to be a meteor.
You mean meteorologist?
No.
That's great, Al. Follow your dreams.
For the record, I was a baby in the 70s.
Worried about your friend, but don't know how to reach out?
You could say, how are you, or get a fake tattoo. You could ask with an app if it works for you. You could chat with them in VR, it's all good. If you think you should check in, yeah, you should.
Whatever gets you talking. Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Whatever gets you talking. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
Jason, let's go see your room.
How was it? Is it good?
We are Ole Miss Rebels. As Mississippi's flagship university, we dig deeper, see farther, work harder. We pioneered human organ transplants. We helped prove Einstein's theory of gravitational waves. We are distinguished as a Carnegie R1 top 2.5% research institution. We are Ole Miss, transforming lives and the world.
Welcome back. I'm Evan Simmons with Sports Watch. The Ole Miss men's baseball team is returning home to face the Arkansas State Red Wolves in their 2024 home opener. Ole Miss opened the season last weekend with a 4-game set against Hawaii, winning 2 out of the 4 games, including a 13-inning slugfest, the Rebels' longest game since 2015. Coming into the season, the Rebels are the only team in the country that have 5 players on the top 100 2025 MLB prospects list. The Rebels are currently taking on the Red Wolves, and Sports Watch will keep you updated on the latest results. The Ole Miss men's basketball team is looking to once again defeat Mississippi State as they travel to Starkville for a rematch against the Bulldogs. Ole Miss is seeking their 20th win this season and looks to build momentum after a close victory against Missouri last weekend. Mississippi State currently sits in 8th place in the SEC standings, but have 2 top 10 wins against Tennessee and Auburn and look to add to their resume. The Rebels tip off against the Bulldogs tonight at 8 p.m., and if you're headed to Starkville, the game will be aired on ESPN2. The Rebels women's golf team finished its time at the Moon Golf Invitational with a 10th place finish. Shooting a score of 289 for 1 over par on the day and a final score of 879 for 15 over par on the week, the Rebels were led by Caitlin McNabb with a score of 216 and a 12th place finish. McNabb has placed in the top 20 in all 6 tournaments the Rebels have competed in this season. The Rebels will tee off next on March 2nd in the Gators Invitational. Ole Miss track and field senior Mackenzie Long has been named co-SEC Indoor Women's Scholar Athlete of the Year as announced by the conference on Wednesday. Long is the first woman in Ole Miss track and field history to be named SEC Scholar Athlete of the Year across indoor and outdoor seasons. Long enters the SEC meet ranked 19th nationally in the 200-meter dash and 29th in the 60-meter dash. Ole Miss is preparing for the 2024 SEC Indoor Championships this weekend in Arkansas, and you can catch all of the action on the SEC Network. And that's all I've got for sports. Be sure to follow us on X at rebel_watch for the latest sports updates. Back to you guys at the disc.
Thank you, Evan. Coming up, see what famous recipe is finally released to the public.
Don't go anywhere. NewsWatch Ole Miss. We'll be right back.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back to NewsWatch Ole Miss. The Library of Congress has finally fulfilled the request of many online fans by releasing Rosa Parks' unique feather-light pancake recipe.
This culinary gem, part of the Rosa Parks collection gifted to the Library of Congress in 2016, serves as a distinctive homage to the civil rights icon during Black History Month. Now fans have the opportunity to step into the kitchen and whip up a batch of Rosa Parks feather-light pancakes.
And before we close out today, Erica, remind us what kind of weather we should be looking forward to tonight.
It's going to be about 53 degrees, a little bit windy, so it won't be too bad. Definitely warmer in the evenings now that we're heading into spring.
Perfect. I'm looking forward to that.
Me too.
Thank you, Erica, and thanks to all of you for watching. Tune in tomorrow. I'm Juliana Jackson.
And I'm Reagan Settle with your latest news.
And I'm Evan Simmons with Sports Watch.
And with Stormwatch, I'm Erica Fontana.
Be sure to keep up with us on our socials and tune in tomorrow at 5. NewsWatch Ole Miss, where we keep it live and keep it local.